Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. If you're new, I'm Chelsea, and this is a very bookish girl where I talk about books. And this is going to be my May/Readathon TBR. All of these books are for the Readathon challenges. I haven't gone too crazy this month, although I have picked a book for every challenge like I normally do. I think besides this past month where I only read 8 books, I should be able to read everything this month. Fingers crossed. So, let me show you my books. The first book, of course, I'm going to read is going to be our group buddy read, and that is Love, Life, and the List by Kasie West. This is the very last Kasie West, contemporary that I have left to read of hers. I haven't read Pivot Point and Split Second yet, just because those are, in a different genre, but this is the last one that I have left. I think she actually does have a new one coming out either this month or next month, so I need to catch up, and I'm really excited that you guys picked this one. I love Kasie West, and I'm trash for her books. So this is actually about a girl who is an artist, and she ends up not getting into a program that she wants to get into, so she sits down and she makes a list of everything that she feels like she needs to do to make her life better, and obviously there's going to be a boy involved, and look at the spine. It's so pretty. I'm so ready for this. I've had this since it's come out, so I'm really excited to finally read it. So the next book that I'm going to read is the Superhero Challenge, and that is going to be Batman by Marie Lu. I just recently finished Wonder Woman. Started good, didn't end well, so I actually really like Marie Lu's writing, so I'm hoping Batman goes a little bit better. It is shorter than Wonder Woman by a lot, and I just recently pre-ordered Catwoman, which is by Sarah J. Maas, because all of mine are signed, and I can't not have a matching set, right? So in this, Bruce ends up doing something bad where he is assigned to do community service at Arkham Asylum, where he meets a girl who is involved with the Nightwalkers, and apparently they're a gang and she's a killer, but he ends up getting feelings for her, and things are going to happen. I'm really excited to read this and see how it goes. So the next challenge that I'm going to complete is to read a retelling. So for that, I picked Heart of Iron by Ashley Poston. This is a Anastasia retelling set in space. That's all I need to know. I love Anastasia. I love Bartok, the little bat with the hiya and the hiya, and then a kicker-sir. So, I know, of course, that's not probably going to be in this, but I love it, and it's got sprayed purple edges, because this is an Owl Crate book. So, I don't know if that, spoils it. I have the little Owl Crate pamphlet in here still, and it's signed. So, I'm really excited to get to this, because I think this is, February's book, and I haven't read it yet, and I actually pre-ordered it, so I had 2 copies, but I gave one to my mom. The next challenge that I plan to complete is to read a book featuring mental illness, and I'm kind of cheating, because I'm going to read my recommendation, and that's Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Zappia. I love this book. It's time for a reread. I was going to reread it last month, and then I was like, maybe I should wait till Readathon, because mental illness is my favorite book. This is going to be the 4th time I've read it or something, and I've got annotations in it and everything. I don't know if I can randomly flip through to see any of them, but I'm so happy to be revisiting this. I love Eliza, I love Wallace, and I absolutely love this story. So the next challenge is to read a new release, and I'm aiming really high with this one because this book is a bit of a chunker, but I plan to read Defy the Worlds by Claudia Gray. So this is actually the sequel to Defy the Stars, which I just finished back in January, and this is going to follow the same characters from the first book, so I don't want to say too much and spoil it. And of course they did a cover change on me, so this doesn't match my first copy, but I love my original copy because the cover is gorgeous, and I won it. I didn't actually pay for it, it was a giveaway. So, I really want to pick this up this month because I'm really curious to see what happens with the characters from the first book and what's gonna happen in this one, because my heart broke at the end of the first one and I need more of them in my life. The next challenge is to read a graphic novel or a poetry book or something under 150 pages, something short. Mine isn't very short, but I'm going to read The Poet X, and this is by Elizabeth Acevedo. So I got this in Page Habit, so it has little post-it notes throughout that talk about her writing experience. But this is a book that is told purely in poem format, so I'm actually really excited to read this. Again, it was one that I picked up when it first came out, and then I ended up getting it in a box. So I actually gave away the second copy on my Goodreads, so hopefully, or on on my Instagram, so hopefully Donna gets that soon because she's the one that won it. But I'm going to be reading this month. The next challenge that I want to complete is to read something out of my comfort zone. Now, this book I'm super excited for. I started reading it when I first picked it up, but I could tell that it wasn't in my comfort zone and it was something that I'm not used to reading. So I'm actually really glad about this challenge. So for this, I'm going to read Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. This is like a really fantastical book. And that's kind of what scares me. Like, I don't read a whole lot of fantasy, but I've heard so many good things about this, and that's why I picked it up so early. Like, I even have the Barnes & Noble special edition that has the red cover, and it's beautiful, and I know I need to read it, so that's why I'm going to pick it up this month. If you don't know what this is about, it's about a young girl who is a magic wielder in a time where anyone that could wield magic was killed. I think she ends up teaming up with like one of the royals to bring back magic and overthrow the current ruler, if that's what I remember reading in the synopsis. But I did start it. I didn't get very far. You can't see my bookmark because my light is like ridiculously bright right now. But I'm hoping to finish this month. It's a chunker, but I've heard such good things. So the next challenge that I'm going to fulfill is the Read a Host's Pick. I'm not going to cheat and keep Eliza since that is my recommendation. I'm actually, if you can see this. So I'm going to read A Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds. This is Jessica's pick. Amanda picked Caraval, which I might actually end up reading too because I want to get ready for Legendary to come out. So I may end up reading both, but I have the Audible version of Long Way Down because it's another poetry book, and I figured it would be a quick listen. The next challenge is to read a book with your favorite color on the cover, so I'm going to read Love and Other Train Wrecks by Leah Conan. Blue, like teal colors are my favorite, so this book is so beautiful to me. I bought this because one of my friends on Instagram, Sam, got it in, I can't remember, she got it in one of her like boxes, like book boxes, and I never heard about it until she like opened it up, and I was like, yes, I need this book. It's about these two people that end up getting stuck on a train together and end up falling for each other, and I am so with that, so I'm really ready to get this on read. So the next challenge is to read a book part of a series. So for this, I'm going to read Frost Like Night by Sarah Rosh. This is the final book in the Snow Like Ashes trilogy, and I need to finish it. I need to know what happens in winter. I need to know what happens just with everybody. I need to know. Next is to read a book that you're meaning to but haven't, so I'm going to read Beneath the Sugar Sky by Shauna McGuire. This is one that I pre-ordered. I've had it since release, well, a couple days after, because Barnes & Noble sucks at getting your releases when they release. But it's the last one in the current series for the Wayward Children series that Shauna McGuire is writing. If you don't know, so far there are 3 books. I think there's going to be like a total of 7, but this is about children that find doors and are transported into like magical other realms. This one is going to actually follow one specific girl in a specific realm. So I am very interested, and it's a super short book. All of them are super short in the series, so this should be something easy to read one day for me. Okay, so the next challenge is to, they're starting to stack up in frame. The next challenge is to read a book that you've started and put down, so I'm going to go with City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare. This is the second book in the Mortal Instruments series. I just recently finally finished the first one, City of Bones, that I have tried to read like 700 times. And then right after I was done, I picked up City of Ashes right away, and then I put it down like I did the first one. So I'm going to pick this book up because I need to finish this series. This is the furthest I've ever been, but I love the Shadowhunters show, and I know it's like really controversial that people that really like Shadowhunters, the book, don't like the show. But I'm really enjoying the show, so I really want to keep reading the book to see like what the differences are. Then the second to last challenge is to read something with a main character that's opposite of you in some way. So I am going to pick up I Am Number 4 by Pittacus Lore. This has a male main character, and I am a female. I have recently finally finished acquiring all 7 of the original Lorien legacies, and I've only read the first 3, so I'm going to start over with I Am Number 4, and I am going to reread the entire series all the way through and actually finally finish it. So hopefully this will help me do my finishing more series as well. The last book that I'm going to read will fit the challenge for reading something either like gifted to you by your mom or your grandma, or something that features like a mother-daughter relationship, since Mother's Day is in May. And that book that I'm going to be reading is The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert. This has a mother-daughter relationship featured. This is about a girl whose mother goes missing into a fairyland that her grandmother used to write about and they thought was fiction before. So she has to travel to the Hazelwood to try and save her mom. Mother-daughter. Very simple. Okay, so this is what I plan to read. I'm going to set it down before I kill myself, like I always do trying to do these thumbnails. So I don't know how many challenges did we do. Did we do 15? So I guess I have 15 books to read this month, which, like I said, shouldn't be too bad for me. I usually can read about 18 a month. I just didn't do very good last month because I was in a big slump, but I actually have gone to a different schedule at work where I will have one day off during the week as well as the weekends, so I should have some extra time to not only make more videos for you guys, but do more reading. So that is what I plan to read in the month of May, and all of them fit for read-a-thon. If you're participating and you have a TBR, feel free to leave it in the comments. I would love to look at it. I really want to see what everybody's reading. I really want to see who's reading my recommended book. It makes me so happy to see that you guys are going to read it, because I absolutely love Eliza and her monsters. And anything else that you guys post related to read-a-thon, feel free. I'll leave all my links below. I've got my Instagram and my Twitter where I will be posting like reading updates, as well as my blog that I do weekly updates on Mondays about what I'm reading and how I'm doing. So I'll talk about more read-a-thon stuff down there if you guys want to come as well. I'll see you later. Bye.